Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how you can design a website in Canva. So for those of you who do not know, Canva has that tool for you to design your website. So if you are a business owner on a budget, then consider using Canva to design your website. So here is the website we'll be recreating. So we'll be creating this from scratch to finish. So from start to finish. So this is the website completely designed in Canva. You can also check it out on the on the internet. It's actually live on the internet. And the website is you can just type in helios.mycanva, helios.my.canva.site/graphic. So it's not a custom domain. Actually use the free Canva domain to launch this on the internet. So you can search it out and see how responsive it is on your mobile device. So this is the website, and by the end of this tutorial, you should be able to redesign this. So let's dive right in. So to get started, let's get a blank page because we are creating, of course, from scratch. So click on website. So the next thing we will do is to add a background color. So I'll be using this color 5765BE as the background color. Then I head over to element to introduce an image to this. So here is the image I would like to use. So for this image, you just type in business team, but the name of how I searched for this image, I use the prompt business team, but the name of this image is young business team. So once you search for business team, you have a couple of images that you can choose from. And of course, you can use your own image to redesign this if you are working on your website. So let's make this, set this as a background. So if you're using a laptop to set an image as a background, you just have to right click on it and then you'll see replace background and then click on it. Let's add transparency to this image. Reduce the transparency to about 20. Good, so this is what we want to achieve. So the next thing we will do is to get this rounded square shape for our logo. We need a logo for our business. This is a business consultancy web firm. We're designing this website for a business consultancy firm. So we'll be designing a logo for it, just a simple logo. And basically this business is about growing other businesses. So they offer services that help other businesses to grow. So we'll be using a logo icon that signifies growth. So let's change this to our next color, FCC, trying to get the exact color code, FCCF2C. So this is the color code. Let me zoom in, close this, and reduce the roundness of this because we don't want it to be too rounded. Place it somewhere here. Then get this growth icon, green growth arrow illustration. So just search for growth icons, you'll find something like this or something related to this. So I'm using them from my recently used because of course I recently designed this website. So let's change this to white. And ensure that it is positioned at the center. Now we can add text to our icon, Graphics, which is the name of the brand we are designing for. Let's reduce this text to 32 and change the color to white and bring it here. We need to group our icon and then further reduce the size. And then shift this. group the two of them and align them to the middle alignment. But we need to get this to go closer, so move it in. And now we can group our logo. So this is our logo. Let's begin to add our test for the hero section. So what we are designing currently is the hero section. It's called the hero section in web design. So this is a hero section, which is the first part of your website that visitors actually see once they land on your website. Welcome to Graphics. And we were using just a single font for this entire project. We're using Poppins. That's the only font we will use for this website. Let's capitalize this. Let's make this uppercase. And then reduce the font to 15. And position it here. Let's get our next test, which is the bigger part of the test. And usually, if you're designing this outside Canva, it is called the H1. That's the header test, the heading test H1, because it is the biggest part of, the biggest test on your website. It will have the biggest font size. Let's also make these Poppins, and then change the font size to 58. Align it to left. We would also need to reduce the line spacing and then position it. Usually when designing a website, I always like to add my guides just for proper alignment. So to add guide, you go to File, go to Setting, and then click on Add Guides and select the 12 columns. Just for proper alignment. That's why I usually like to add guides. So I'll click this entire item here and align them to fit to the guides I have. Alright, so let's add another text to this home page. This one will be smaller than the header text. Let's make it 24. And also change the font to Poppins and align it to left. And we need to change this Poppins. Usually Poppins has a lot of different variations. So we have Poppin thin, extra light. So for this one, I'll be using Poppin regular. Then I think I also need to change this to semi-bold. It is currently on Poppin bold. So let's use Poppin semi-bold or medium. Let's see. Semi-bold, medium. Okay, let's leave it at medium. So this is our test. Just so we can have equal spacing at both top and bottom of this H1 header test. This is okay. Now we can add a button so that when people visit our website, they want to also view our services. Increase the size, the length, and we can reduce this to about 10. Oh, yeah, 10 is okay. Change the color to yellow that we previously used. And then let's type in view our services. We need to change this to Poppin bold. It's currently on medium. Let's keep it as semi-bold. Semi-bold. So whenever you change a font and it didn't reflect, just click outside. Whenever you change the font of a text and it didn't reflect on that text, just click outside the box, outside the text, and then or box, and then click on it again so that you can make the cursor inactive. Once the cursor is active on the text box, you can't change the font. So you need to click outside and then click on the box again to make the cursor inactive. That way you can be able to change the font. So this is what we have so far. We need to add some key features of our business on this homepage. So that's the next thing we'll be doing. So let's introduce a rectangle, a square shape, but this time not rounded. And we're going to give this a white color. Stretch it out. And we need to increase the size of our page so that we can create space to accommodate these features. Reduce this a little. So let's add text. Click on the text and add our text. Reduce the size. The color, we'll change the color to black. Bring it down here. We also need to change the font to Popping. Using Popping medium. And the font size will be 12. Position it here and align it to the left. Let's see if we can. Okay, we can just let's undo this and leave it at the default. Let's get an icon to represent business planning and execution. We're using this icon, plan icon. So search for plan icon and you'll find this. Reduce the size and position it. Let's change this color to the color we used for our background, or something different. Let's use a blue color. We're using 3450C8. And let's group this. And before we group, we should ensure that they align position to middle. The alignment is at the middle, both the icon and the text. Now we can group, duplicate, and duplicate again, because we need 3 different features here. So when somebody is looking at our website, or when somebody lands on our website, they also see the 3 key things that stands us out as a business. Now we can ungroup this to replace with the text. All right, I've replaced the duplicate, so with the right text and icon. Financial projection and analysis, international business opportunities. So these are things that we do, this consultancy firm does for businesses. So you can also, and the font size is 12. The font size is 12. So this is it. Let's add a button, a box here. And let's resize this and change the color to blue. And then add our text. For somebody who wants to call us, you can just call us on our phone number. So let's add our text. Need help, call us. Let me duplicate this because I want both the text and the numbers to appear separately. Let's give it this color of white. Bring it here. We're going to change the font to Popping regular. Then let's change the font to 12 or maybe 14. Then place it here. Then the second part of it, which is a phone number, make it white as well, and change the font to popping semi-bold, and reduce the font, bring it here. Still need to reduce this a little more. Align to left, also align this one to left, because we'll be adding an icon, a phone call icon. Let me close this and zoom in. So let's get a phone call icon, phone call, cell phone icon. Let's use this. Or this. Let's use this one instead. Reduce the size. Let me zoom out. I mistakenly added a second page. I don't need that for now until we are done with this. So let's close this and zoom in. Bring it here. Let's see if we can keep this. Okay, let's see. Let's give it a yellow color, the yellow color we'll be using. Let's move this a little to the left, or to the right rather, and resize this. And let's align this and position and group them. Align to the left. Okay, this is well aligned. We can now group. And then align this to middle, the two icon and the text to the middle, and then group. Alright. Our design is gradually taking shape. So now we can add the time that anybody can visit us. So let's go back to text. Or we can just duplicate this header text and reduce it. Add our text. We can make this uppercase. And align to center. Reduce the font size. Let's keep it at 18. We also need a line here. So I just tap on L on my keyboard. You can go to element to get your line. Reduce the size of this. I usually like, once I'm on my laptop, I use keyboard shortcuts to make it faster for me. I reduce this to 1. I want the line to be thin. Now I can align everything to the center of this box. So select everything, both the line and the text and icon, and align it to center. So this is what we have. Add another shape here, a rectangle shape. This one will be changing the font to the color to F1, F1, F1. The reason we are doing this is because our next page will carry this color, so that it will look like there is an extension from the other page, from the second page. That's why we're doing this. So it's of course design, so you have to be creative. So let's move this to the back, send to back. And now we can add our second page and give it that same color. So this is what we have. Now this would be our About Us page. This second page will be about our business, who we are. So let's get our test. Who we are. And let's change this to the font we'll be using, Poppin. You need Poppin semi-bold and make it uppercase and reduce to 20. And position it. We'll also change the color to blue, the blue we'll be using. So go to color and change to blue. And then let's talk about our business a little more by expanding on who we are. Let's return this to black. Align to left. Change this font to 30 and copy in medium. Or copy in semi-bold. Let's see the difference between the medium and semi-bold. Okay, let's leave it as semi-bold. And then get the second part of our test. Still talking about our brand. Align to left. We want this to be 16. And we'll change it to Poppin light. Okay. Now we need to add fancy bullet points because we're adding a list to this. Let's go back to our recently used so I can find the exact icon. Here it is. Which is this? Because this will serve as a bullet point. Let's duplicate this text so we can add remove the list. Because we already have the bullets. Let's change this to our color, the color we use for our background. And we can group this, duplicate into 2 more places, and then change the text. Just to add more beauty to this page, we'll be using this icon here. And then, but we need to change this to purple color and then make it transparent. Let's move it to this side and make this transparent, just like this, just to add a little beauty to this. And let's ensure that it is positioned to the back. So that's it. One more thing we need to add to this page would be our image. So let's go back and get this frame. And move it to this side. can add a little rounding, about 20. And we can add an image. So we're using this image here, office team having a meeting in the room. Place it and then increase, crop it. So this is what we have. We need to add border to this and change the color to white. Much better. So this is it about this page. Now let's move on to creating the third page, which will be our services. So change the color of this page to white. And let's duplicate this text here so that we don't have to recreate it from scratch. Move it down to the next page. The only formatting we will do here is to align to center. Go to position and align to center. Center. Then stretch this and get our text to talk more about our services. I'll just copy and paste. We offer a range of consulting solutions designed to help your business excel. So ensure that it is well centered. Okay. So now let's begin to add our services. I'll be using a square gradient, a square drop shadow. This one here. Let's find the name. Pneumorphism white drop shadow rectangle. So you can search for it. So the reason I'm using it so that it can add this shadow effect to our text box. So this will serve as our text box. Already we have a background that is white, so with the shadow, it gives it this beautiful look. So now we can add our text, our business, the services that we offer. So one of them is business strategy. Reduce the font. This should also be popping. Position it. We'll keep this at popping 18. Font size will be 18. And then we'll get the second part of this text to describe our business strategy. Center it as well. Let's ensure that this is well positioned to center. And of course, we need to group this entire thing to centralize it. And let's move this down because we'll be adding an icon to it. The plan icon we used previously. So let's go to Element and still get it. So you see that now that we added it, it maintained the size we used previously, which is a good thing in Canva. And let's ensure that it is positioned to the center. Center, good. Now we can change the color to blue. So the next thing we will do is to group these and then duplicate. So we can add the remaining 3 services. So I've added all the services that we offer. So this is what we have now. So with the idea or with the knowledge of how to do this one, you should be able to recreate the rest. So that's why I had to do it off camera to save time. So now we can preview our website to see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. So when we publish this website, this is what you should be seeing on the internet. And this is how it will look on the mobile, which is also important. So when you're designing, you need to resize this so that we can have space. So when you're designing websites, you should also consider its responsiveness because most people view your website on mobile. So it's important that your website also looks clean on mobile. So we're going to resize this just a little so that we can have space. Let's go back. Let's reduce this to 57. Then let's move this down. Let's add another page, which will be like a call to action, which is also about our business, talking about our business. But on this page, we'll be adding a video. So let's go to agree to add a grid that will contain the video. We'll resize this grid because we don't want it to take up the entire page. And then for this background, we'll give it a purple color. We'll also do the same thing we did with our home page, which is adding an image behind it and then reducing the transparency. So we're using this image, set it as background, then go ahead and reduce transparency to about 20. Let's duplicate this text that we have here and bring it down. But here now we'll change the color to white. And let's add the text. We'll align it to left. Align to left. Place it here. We need to reduce this page so that we don't have so much space between. I will be using this video for our grid. The video is professional expertise, so just search for it on your element. And let's close this. And now we will also add key features about this. We'll use the same feature we added earlier, these ones here. So I'll just duplicate them, bring them down, and then align them properly. So let's bring it down here. But this time we'll change the font color to white. I'll also increase the size. The icon also changed to white. Okay, there's something I should have done. Let me show you. We need to add a little text below this. We're adding a placeholder text because I don't have any content for it, but I just want any real content for it. So I just want to, because this is a design. So I'm going to use a placeholder text. So usually when you don't have text and the real content for any design, you can use this placeholder text generator. Lauren Ibsen is a placeholder text generator. So let's generate content. Number of words, inside the number of words one, let me use 20. And the font size, keep it at 16 and click on generate. Here we have our text. I'll bring it down here. I'll change it to popping, popping light, and then use the white color. Keep it here. And then for this test, this feature here, we need to add a box. Let's type in R so you can add a box. You need to place it on this box here. We need to move this a little further away from our video. Let's change this to white. Now we can bring our text on it and return it to black. So it's actually behind this because I added it earlier to this page before this box, so I will have to move this box backward. So here it is. Let's increase this. So ungroup this and then properly align this because we also need another text below this. Now we can reduce the line spacing, increase this, and then add the second part of our text. Let's duplicate this, bring it here, change the color to black, then add our text. So this is also a placeholder text. Let's group this and then align it with our icon. Let's group this and duplicate it because we're using it to add the next. We just need to, let me delete, we just need to features here. So I'll delete this one that we duplicated earlier. Move this down. Now we can ungroup, so I can add this text here. Paste it. And then we can remove this icon and replace with this. Position to the front and increase the size. All right, so this is what we have. I think I need to reduce the size of this page. Let's preview our website and see what we have done. So this is it for this page. And let's see for mobile. This is it. So we are on track. I still need to do a little work on this so that our hero test will appear properly. So let's close it. But so far, so good. We've done a good job. Everything is properly aligned. Let's proceed. Let's add another page. This will be our testimonial page. So let me go down. And we'll give it a white color, a white background color. And we will copy this text here and paste it here. Then change the content to what our clients say. We also change the other one So this is where you put the testimonials from your clients, what your clients say about your business. So this is the page for it. Let's go back to Element to find the box. This is the box we'll be using. It's also a drop shadow. So once you search for drop shadow, you look for this particular box. We'll resize it. We'll be adding only 2 testimonials for this project. You can add more if you wish, but for this project, I will limit it to just 2. So let me add my content, the text from what my clients are saying. Let's get a text. Change the font to Popin. We'll be using Popin Light. Click outside so we can do this. Popin Light. Reduce the size. Reduce it to 16. Bring it here. We'll italize it. So this is. Now let's add the image of our client. The client with that review. Resize this. This is just a circle frame. You can also find it in the element. So whatever procedure that you don't understand, feel free to ask me in the comments and I'll be there to respond. So let's add a border width to this circle. I would love to reduce it to 2. Now we can add the name of our client. Just copy it and paste. I need to increase this to 18. And then align this, the name to, it's aligned to the middle. So this is our first testimonial. We can group this and then duplicate for the second testimonial. So I've added the content for the second page. You need to reduce the transparency of this so that our shadow does not become the shadow is too thick, so I want to make it light. So I'll just reduce the transparency to about 35. Just manually type it in, 35. Then copy that style and paste here. So this is it. Let's add our contact page. Our contact page will be using the same background that we used here. So what I just need to do, let me delete this and then duplicate this page, or duplicate it and move it down. Now I can remove this, delete the grid, delete this entire thing here. Bring this to this side. Duplicate this to add contact us. We'll make this uppercase. And let's be sure it is the same size with what our client says. So this one is 20, so we'll have to also reduce that to 20. Good. And then move this up. Let me just copy the test because I believe I have a test for this. So let's copy it and paste here. Ready to elevate your business? So need to copy the other part of the test, paste it here. We need a button, so I'm going to copy this button we created earlier here and then paste it. You can now change the content of the button. Book a free consultation. Book a free consultation. Okay, so for this button here, we can actually create a different page for specifically for this, so that we can link that page to this, so that once somebody clicks on this, the person can be redirected to that page. Or you can also link this to your WhatsApp number, so that the person can, once the person clicks on this button, it will be the person will be redirected to your WhatsApp for consultation, to book a free consultation. So the next thing we'll add to this contact us page is a fluid form. We'll be using We'll be leveraging an app in Canva to do this. So let's find that app. I recently used it, so let's just search for it. Fluid form. Fluid forms. So here it is. It has free and paid version. So because we're using the free version, we're just going to use the basic form. Won't be doing much. Now we can add our questions. What question would you want for each of these? So we'll ask for email. Okay, let's start with name. And we'll make this required so that the person so that it will make it impossible for the person to proceed without adding their name. We'll add a second question. Which is email. And then we'll leave it at test. The type of response to be test. Also make this required. Then we'll add a third one, which is the message you want to send to us. We can decide to leave this unchecked. What's important is the person's name and the email. So once we are done with this, we can decide to choose a design that we want. And the color of the button, we can change the color of the button. And also add a confirmation message. I don't know why this, okay, maybe because it's not, because we're using the free version, that's why we can't do much on the design. But it's okay. So when we are done with everything we want for this form, just click on add to design. So the reason I was unable to add the form to my design is because I'm using the free version. So you only have, I've created a single page earlier for the website we are redesigning. So I can't create another form. So I can only create a single form because I'm using the free plan. So if I want to create multiple pages, I would have to upgrade to the pro version. So now I have access to the form I earlier created. So I'll just go to my forms and then add it to this page. So I'll save changes, or I don't need to save any change. I just need to add to my design. So here is the form I used for the website we are redesigning. So if you want to use this form, just know that you only have access to one page. If you want to create multiple pages for different websites, then you need to upgrade to the pro plan. So here is our form. Let me close this. Now, once somebody sends any email to this or drops any message to us on this website, you will receive the response on your email. So that's what this contact us is. So you ensure that the form that the email you're adding for response to receive response will be the your company email. So let's position this, and let's also preview. But before we preview, I need to correct this. I need to resize this. Okay, 57. Let's do 57.7. And now we can preview. Let's start with the desktop version. So this is our website on desktop. Now let's see on mobile. We still need to adjust this. Not that it is entirely bad, but I still think I need to adjust it. So this is what our website looks like for all the pages. Let's close this and then add our footer, which is the last page for this design. Let's change this color to black and reduce, because footer does not have to be a full page. Now we're going to add our logo and a few tests. So I'm just going to copy this because already it's something we've done earlier. So I'll just copy the logo and then added a placeholder text. The next thing we need is to also add another text, which is how people can get in touch with us. So I'm still going to copy all of that because these are things I've already shown you how to do in this design. So just copy it from the original design and paste it here. So you already know how to get your icon. Then you add your email to it, the email address you want people, your business email, of course, and then your phone number. So let me reduce this a little and then properly position it. And then you have your social media that you can link to, so that once somebody clicks on it, the person can be redirected to your social media. So to add a link to this, you can just right click on this and see where to add link. So here you can copy your social media icon, social media link, and then paste it here. So this is it about this design. Let's do our final preview so you will see how our website will look like. Let's start with desktop. So this is it from top to bottom. And for mobile, this is what we have. We need to position this properly so that it will align with this. So let's do that quickly. And then we need to also give our pages name so that we can have a navigation button. So to add names to this page, we go to grid view. And here we can add name. Click on this edit button, or edit icon rather, home, about us, services, this should be why choose us. Testimonial, contact us. We will not name this footer because you don't need it to appear in our navigation. So let's close this and return to our preview so you'll see how it will appear on our website. And I go further. So here is it. So we now have a navigation button. It's also here a navigation menu. So this is what our website so far looks like. Let's see if we were able to correct this footer. I think we need to adjust it a little. So this is what it now looks like. Our footer. So align to the left. So you keep adjusting until you get it right. Okay. All right, let's see if we will be able to. Let me see what I can do to this because I need it to appear properly on the. Good, much better. So this is what I want to achieve. But now we have this scattered. So I still need to adjust this a little. I've adjusted. What I did is that I had to move this logo up. So I had to move this logo up, and let's preview it. Good. So this is what we have. Now, why I'm so concerned about this mobile view is because, like I mentioned earlier, most people view websites on the mobile, so it's important that your mobile is correctly set. All right. Okay. Now let me show you how to publish your website on the internet. Publishing websites in Canva is very simple. So you can see here we have it boldly written. So go to publish website. Now we can give our website a name. Already, let me go back. Already we have checked this so that it can resize on mobile and also include navigation menu. Assuming we manually created a menu, we won't need to include resize because if you manually create a menu and then you click on resize, it will scatter your heading. So just to avoid that, you will need to allow Canva to give you its own navigation menu, but you need to name your pages so that you can have a proper navigation. So now to publish this website, I will need to add my URL. So because I already have a free domain from Canva, that's why it is appearing here. Well, because if you don't have any free domain, you have to give it a name you want Canva to assign to your free domain. I also have my paid domain, which is a custom domain. So if you want a custom domain, you have to pay for it. There will be option for you to get a new domain, a custom domain. So here is now because I already published a website with a graphic name, I can't use that graphic again. So I will have to find a different name for it. So I will leave it at this default because of course I will unpublish these websites after this tutorial because I already have it existing on the internet. I showed you the URL earlier so you can always view it on the internet. So once I'm done with adding my website name and the subparts, I'll just click on this. So here is where I can change this icon here. If I have my own icon, I'll change this, click on this, upload my own icon, and then it will replace this. But I don't have any, so I'll leave it at that. And then the name I want to appear on the browser, I can leave it at this graphic. It doesn't matter because this is not the URL, so it can still be graphic. Then you give your website a description. Usually when you browse on the internet for a website, you will see a description of that website. So this is what this place is about. So you describe what your website is, and then you describe what your website is about. There's also advanced setting that you can also give to your website, and that includes adding password. You can add password to your website. You can also check for search engine visibility. You just leave it as checked so that once so that you can be found on the internet. And then you can also check this one if you want to preview your link or choose how your link will appear when shared on social media. You can check this. Now, once you're done with all the settings, you just click on publish website. It's as simple as that. And your website will be live on the internet. So publishing website is very simple in Canva. So here we have our website published. So I can click on view website to view the website that we just published. And that is it about Canva websites and publishing the website. I hope that you found something valuable on this tutorial. We've spent so much time from designing this to publishing this, and I can't wait to see how you go about creating your own design or website for your business. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, kindly give me a like and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I hope to see you in my next tutorial. Bye.